Julie Pangallo. I am the Public Arts Manager for Visit Eau Claire. Well, for one thing, we're celebrating 15 years in 2025, and in that time we've grown to be the largest rotating sculpture tour in the country. Now, what does that mean? A rotating tour means we take down the sculptures every spring and put new ones up. So the tour is always fresh. There's always new art up, and that gives our residents a reason to go out and enjoy the tour, not just our guests. Sculpture Tour is a 501c3, which is a form of nonprofit. So we operate under a board, and we are funded entirely by sponsorships of local businesses. Local businesses sponsor a pedestal or location. They don't get to choose the art that's on it.
Yeah, Erin Klaus, South Barstow Street in downtown Eau Claire, and this is Tangled Up in You. So the sculpture tour has been going on for many years, and now we're actually the biggest walking outdoor sculpture tour in the nation, which is unbelievable. And so small businesses like mine, especially ones that are committed to local art and supporting public art, the sculpture tour has been absolutely just an amazing addition to our downtown that kind of rounds out the purpose of our downtown, to be able to have people enjoy spending time both indoors and outdoors, walking the streets, seeing sculptures, but then also learning about maybe new businesses that have popped up in those areas as they're walking to enjoy that public art display.
You may not be aware, but Wisconsin is dead last when it comes to art spending as a state. So being under Visit Eau Claire, we've been able to access some of the tourism dollars as well as art funds. There's just not as much art grants available as we would like. Minnesota, on the other hand, is in the top 5 spending. They spend over $7 per capita on art. Wisconsin spends 42 cents.
I love all of the sculptures, but I am definitely, interested in art. My children have a favorite that I know for sure. Every time we go into Phoenix Park, they absolutely love the High Five sculpture, which was one of the first People's Choice Award that Eau Claire had, where we were actually able to purchase that sculpture to stay in the community. And so every time we walk by, they go and give the Great Dane a high five. So that's definitely one of my favorites too, because it brings them so much joy. But truly, every year, it's just so fun to walk through and see what's new, which ones we like and maybe don't like so much. But really, across the board, they're all magnificent.
We have never had a complaint about any of our sculptures. We choose them very carefully in terms of being in line with community standards. But when we look at them, we also look at safety. Do they have things poking out at eye level? Can people get cut on them? Do they have sharp edges? Things like that. We look at their durability. Can they withstand heat and cold and people climbing on them and kids picking their nose? Because that's what's going to happen. And once it passes those tests, then we look at it for its artistic value, and we try to have a selection of materials, a selection of methods of working, and subject matter.
One of the main goals of our downtown is to just get people to come down here and appreciate it. So especially when the sculpture tour brings in their new sculptures in May, we see a huge uptick in people walking around enjoying the sculpture tour, and absolutely we're seeing them walk in to not just our business, but they're also going and grabbing a coffee and enjoying just their walk along the streets of downtown. So it's absolutely great for tourism, as well as members of our own community, to get them into the downtown maybe at a time that they're busy or not really thinking about doing some downtown shopping, but they want to come and see the public art.
Sculpture Tour has had a profound impact on Eau Claire over the years in terms of tourism, education, active lifestyles because it's a walking tour, in terms of community engagement, community pride, inclusivity. A lot of cultural art has come through Sculpture Tour, and really economic development.
My name is Tom Metcalf, and I own Clancy's Irish Parrot Bar in Eau Claire. I get a lot of compliments about the sculptures. People come in and comment on me, where they came from. There's actually people that come in and want to know where they can buy them, and they are quite expensive if you know the price tag on some of them, up $15,000. But we do get comments of people that might want to buy them, but it's a good plus downtown. It's a better look than putting up, Christmas trees and stuff like that. And the sculptures are permanent too, so it's nice.
I'd like to think we've had an influence on what's been attracted to downtown, not just in terms of the retailers down there, but also the residents. I think downtown has become kind of an artsy, funky place to be. There's art galleries all over the place. There's several art galleries. There's an art and wine gallery. There's a lot going on downtown. There's several stores that feature nothing but local artists and their work. So it's kind of a great place to do some shopping. So between the sculptures and the murals, there's a lot of art downtown. It's really helped redefine downtown. Sculpture Tour started back in 2010, and at that time, downtown was kind of a scary place to be. Phoenix Steel was down there, so there was a big area that was their back lot that was full of steel, and that's now Phoenix Park, kind of the heart of downtown. So it's transitioned quite a bit. But back in those days, we had a lot of vandalism. And people would say, well, why don't you move the sculptures out of there? Why don't you take them someplace else? And we'd say, no, this is the area that needs them the most. So I like to think we led the way with art.